How are you keeping yourself motivated?
Because I didn't come this far to come this far. There's a reason I've been on top since 2015. It wasn't handed to me. It wasn't given to me. It just didn't fall into my lap. Because I'm always hungry. I'm always motivated. I always want more. I always want to be better. I always want to be the best.
Do you find that, I don't want to say rubs people the wrong way, but you're so dominant, and because you're so sitting here opposite you, you're so confident as well?
Yes, it obviously does rub people the wrong way. But if I was a man, would it rub people the wrong way? I mean, no one ever looks at a man and goes, well, why does he want to be the world champion again? Or he's been on top all these years. Is it because I'm a woman? Because I've done it all? Because we have a smaller division? Why? Charlotte's difficult? Why? Is it because I stand up for what I believe in? That makes me difficult? But if I was a man, I'd have big balls, right? No. I know how good I am, man or woman. I'm the best.
I love how this women's division is really changing the game, by the way. Like, I really love it.
No, but really, is it because I'm a woman? That's what... So I'm just supposed to come this far and be like, all right, yep, take my spot. All these years of hard work, please, just take it. No. If you're going to take it, take it.
T.A.G.
There's a reason why I played that shit in the very beginning, because I need context, because I need you all to know what I'm commenting on. I don't want anybody in the comment section to be like, oh, you didn't watch the whole interview. I'm specifically talking about this moment right here. Now, I will do my due diligence, because Scoot just told me about this literally less than like 15 minutes ago. So I will go and watch the full interview, and then probably when we do Tag Me In later this week, I'll comment on it. Yes. If I'm wrong, which I doubt that I'm going to be wrong. Here's the thing. I hope that this is what, because I heard that Becky Lynch did a promo on Monday Night Raw, and it was almost like a work shoot type thing. So I'm hoping that this is almost in that same lane, because at that point, it's her just playing the character. So I'm going to go in with the hope that this is the case.
Yeah.
But if we take all that and push that to the side, and let's just say, just for what if sake, that she's actually believing the Kool-Aid that they've mixed up, and this is like for real, there's a whole lot of holes in everything that she's saying. Because look, I'm not taking anything away from Charlotte. I've come on record and I've stated that Charlotte is good in the ring. There's nothing wrong with her being who she is. I have no problem with that. I've always said she's a good worker. She's a good professional wrestler as a woman. All in all, no problem. But to believe your own hype and to think that everything that you did was all you, because from that perspective, there's no way. Because even if you look at it now, I'm pretty sure, and I will do my research because I haven't gone over Ric Flair's historic career, but I'm pretty sure he didn't win 16 titles over that period of time that you won yours. I'm pretty sure his was a longer span. So with that being said, a lot of what you have accomplished all comes from you, for sure, Charlotte. But at the same time, it also comes from who booked you. Because Triple H, when you were in NXT, he booked you to be dominant, but he didn't book you to be that dominant. He booked you to be a credible champion.
Yes.
Main roster booked you to be overly dominant, where you would win title after title after title. And that goes to show as well. Because here's the thing, because you contradicted yourself as well, because the fact that you even stated that you wanted to have a memorable title run, and you said you've never had that. Is that your fault? Or is that booking's fault? Because somebody who believes what you say, when you say that you are the best, that means you should have been a champ for probably at least longer than Bayley. Because Bayley is the longest reigning SmackDown's Women's Champion?
Yes.
Okay, and I think Becky is the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. Or is it Ronda? It's one of those two. Or Asuka. It's one of them. But
I think it's Becky.
Okay. But the point that I'm trying to make with this is that if you were truly that, you would have had a number of memorable title runs and you would not complain about it because, just like you said, you are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Now, push that aside. Now, you sit here and you say that if you were a man, people would just sit here and say, oh, you have big balls. You know, nobody would have a problem. They had a problem with Cena winning over continuously. They had a problem with Roman Reigns winning continuously. They had Hogan is the biggest proponent of that because they had a huge issue with Hogan always winning the fucking title. So there are definitely more, but we're just going to go with those three because those three are the ones that ended up getting booed along the way within their tenure.
To hark back on your earlier point with Ric Flair, the first time, because he's 16-time world champion throughout all of history.
Across the board. Mm-hmm.
So the very first time they acknowledged he's won the world title was September 17th, 1981.
Okay.
And the 16th title reign came when Kevin Nash, I think, handed him the belt. And that was May 29th of 2000.
Okay, so that's over the course of what is it, 30 years or 20?
So from 83 to 2000, that's what?
Yeah, about 20, almost 20. So about a good 17.
Yeah.
17 years. Okay.
I'm sorry, 81. So 19 years.
19. Okay. So
from 81 to 2000.
Charlotte's been with WWE how long?
She's been on the main roster now for at least 7 years, 7 or 8.
She's at what? I'm saying what, 11 or 12 right now?
I think it's 13 now because they acknowledged the swap her and Becky did. So it should be 13 reigns now or something like that.
So over the course of, let's just say, roughly 7 years.
Yeah.
And you're through away from 16.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you, right? It's all you. And so you talk about that you are, in fact, the best. Say that you're hardest working. Let's take Chelsea Green, for instance. Someone who's gone on record to say that she, at nauseum, pushed ideas to the point where people started to despise her. So you're saying that's not favoritism. That's not for lack of trying. It's not like somebody was sitting on their ass. It's somebody who's actively trying to get pushed.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about somebody like Sasha, who is one of the hardest working, and of course, Scoot, and I will back Scoot up every time he says this.
Yep.
Possibly the best professional wrestler, the women in professional wrestling, period.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying Bayley isn't hardworking to the point to where she got booed and then turned her character around to become one of the best women's heels. Becky, who was on the verge of getting completely buried, had a happy accident that happened when she got hit by Nia Jax, and then turned that around into fan favorite. Now, granted, she is iffy at this point now because now she's starting to border what happened with you. But at the same time, hell, Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka. Shayna Baszler. One of the most improved women's wrestlers. You're telling me Tegan Nox, who's not even getting any time. Tell me Natalya, who has been a fucking WWE loyalist. Doesn't work as hard. You tell me Tamina, who sat
So
there.
technically, if you, my bad to not to interrupt.
No,
if
no,
you
no,
really
you're good.
count since 2015, July of 2015, because they don't count. So if they counted the NXT reigns, she'll be at 15.
Okay.
But since they don't count NXT anymore, she's technically at 13 because of the swap. So from
Gotcha.
2015 until now.
Yeah.
Now, you were kind of hinting at it. So the one thing I will somewhat, and when I mean somewhat, it's a very small somewhat. The one thing I will somewhat shoot Charlotte Bell for, yes, she is right. The women's division is not that big. But at the same time, you could also give other women a chance. I get that they want to put the title on the popular person or the person who they feel most confident with, like your Charlottes, your Beckys, your Baileys, your Sashas, your Blisses, and when Ronda Rousey had it for the year. I understand you want to do it, but there's no reason why Naomi's title reign should be afterthoughts. There's no reason why even Natalia's title reign should be afterthoughts. There's no reason Rhea Ripley's title reign should be an afterthought. Nikki ASH title reign afterthought. You know, it's situations to where other women could have had it, and if the experiment didn't work, you could have took it off of them. There's been many times they could have pulled Jinder Mahal-esque situations with the women. You know, who can I think of right now? Hell, a Dana Brooke or something could have had the belt. You know, it's like when you start to think of all the other champions like Carmella and Nia Jax and some of the other women, you tend to forget that they had stints as champions because it keeps getting overshadowed by the horsewomen. Mainly, unfortunately, Charlotte. Because you know, if a new champion is crowned, Charlotte is somewhere waiting. She's somewhere in the midst, like, oh, you got that belt. We'll see. You know, and don't get me wrong. This is nothing to do with talent. This is nothing to do with the last names or this, that, and the other. The issue that comes down to it and what's going to happen is, regardless of if this is a work or a shoot or a little bit of both, booking, quote unquote, fucked you up this whole time. Because, like you said, your dad was 16-time world champion throughout the course of his career. You are a 13-time champion as long as New Day has been together. You know, and granted, I understand people complain about New Day being 11-time champ or 11? However many title reigns they got. That's because WWE ain't got no tag teams. But in the women's division, there have been other women who stepped up. There have been other women who could have had a chance, even if they would have had it for like a week or two. Hell, Nikki ASH got the belt off of Charlotte. She only had it for a month. Rhea got the belt. Charlotte took it off of Rhea. Nikki took it off of Charlotte. Charlotte got it right back. I mean, it's little things like that that's gonna always put that little asterisk on your career. Cause same thing like you was mentioning with John Cena. People wasn't happy that John Cena was winning, doing all this winning. Because I know she brought up the fact that if I was a man, would it be considered ballsy? People wasn't happy with the fact that John Cena nor Roman was doing all this winning. No, People were not. And them the two biggest ones.
And that's another thing, because and this is where like there's that delusion in Charlotte's case, because there were plenty of people that booed Roman Reigns, John Cena, Hulk Hogan out the fucking building. Hell, if Roman wins, rewrite. If Cena wins, rewrite. Even though there are people like me who have that bias against Charlotte, people still cheer for Charlotte, even with everything going on. So that's a testament to how good she is in the ring. Regardless of whether she's getting pushed to up to nauseum with booking or not, she's still good in the ring. And that takes nothing away from her. My only gripe is the delusion that a lot of Charlotte stans have to follow this whole narrative. Think, oh yeah, Charlotte this, she's okay. We'll put something up against that and tell me how this is different from anything else that's going on. Tell me how this is going on when and there's plenty of other women who are also very much deserving of a women's title run, and you're going to sit here and tell me that they're not working as hard. You tell me Liv Morgan isn't working as hard. You telling me that Ruby Riott at the time wasn't working as hard. So you can't sit here and tell me that there's not some type of narrative in terms of WWE to put certain people in place to be champion.
Shayna still hadn't got a whiff.
Exactly.
The one time Shayna had a whiff of the world title, she eliminated 5 women and lost to Becky. Granted, I understand it was Becky, but still, like, the issue that's gonna happen is that we've seen unlikely champions, we've seen fan favorites, we've seen, oh my God, these guys again. Like, we've seen all these. The problem is that in every instance, there have been times we've seen New Day not in the title picture. There have been times we've seen John Cena not in the title picture, Roman not in the title picture. Charlotte, unfortunately, seems like she stays in the title picture. Even if she loses said title, it's like she goes right back. At some point, she's in the title picture. And I think that's the one thing that I don't think booking gets, nor she might get, is you're always in the title picture. Like, you might have a feud that doesn't involve the title, but once that feud is over with, hey, you, I want my title back. Man, can I fight other people first? Like, can I please fight others before I fight you? But the moment that little clip did come out, Becky did respond to it.
Oh, yeah?
She said, no one on our roster acts like this, man or woman. Gender ain't the issue here.
I agree.
So my brother thinks, shout out to Mike, he thinks it's a little bit of a work shoot to drum up excitement for Survivor Series.
That shit still ain't working.
No, I think it's a little tinge of realism thrown in here. Like, I'm starting to think that maybe, I'm not saying there's a smear campaign going on against Charlotte or anything like that. It's a possibility, and this is just speculation, of course. People could just be tired of her shit. And since she's the big dog, you really can't speak up. Because if I'm here on the card and I'm sitting here talking about Charlotte, it could potentially backfire on me, and I might be budget cut next time around. So I might have to hold my head, deal with the bullshit, and go on about my business.
So it's also funny how a lot of the controversy with Charlotte start blowing up even more as far as the backstage stuff. Right, I won't say right after, but post Ric Flair exiting the company.
Right. I do find that a little amazing as well.
So because her father isn't, trying to pull strings backstage, or him even having issues with the way that his daughter's being pushed at that time, that also has, some glaring red flags, because it's like, why would you even have a place to get mad at how your daughter's being booked if you didn't have some type of pull backstage,
Right.
So
And then, but then too, let it be known, the only time Charlotte had a going nowhere feud was with Lacey Evans. But even the rumor of that was going to involve the title.
yeah,
So it's like, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing with this, because I take this really with a little bit of both work and shoot, but at the same time, Charlotte Getting is a nickname for a reason.
yeah, yeah, and that's why I'm just like, that's why I really hope that this is like a work shoot type shit, to work, because at that
Me
point I
too.
can actually, I can be, you know what, it's fine, it is what it is, we're just running with it, cool. But if this is really her believing in her own hype, then I'm really gonna have more of a problem with that, because it's a whole bunch of shit that's within all that dialogue that's very easily proven to be false.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think it would be really stupid if this was like her actually being truthful in what she's saying.
Yes.
So, for any, and of course, for anybody who's going to come on here as a Charlotte stan and defend her and everything like that, understand this. I have not disparaged Charlotte in any way. I've gave her props. I've said the things that are verifiably truthful. She is good in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
She is a deserved champ, deserved
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame, eventual Hall of Famer.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you have to understand that everything that she said is not truthful, because you can't sit here and say that if she was a man, it would be a whole different story. Because again, just like I pointed out, Roman Reigns, Cena, Hogan, they've all felt the wrath of fan backlash, just like Charlotte is somewhat experiencing at this point. So
Mm-hmm.
it is no different. Nobody's sitting here saying, oh, well, Cena's got big balls because he's doing this, or Roman's got big balls. It took Roman to finally turn heel for him to even be accepted by the fans. So same thing with fucking Hogan. I mean, yeah, everybody loved Hogan at that point, when
Mm-hmm.
he was the American hero. But once that shit got stale, it took him turning heel years later for him to be somewhat relevantly cool again. So, yeah.
Oh, and they also, I guess, removed the fact that she won the tag team titles too from her record.
So she's not a female Grand Slam champion?
I think they still count it, but they don't count it towards the championships, like world championships.
Huh.
So, like
Interesting.
I said, they acknowledge that she has the SmackDown title 6 times, the Raw Women's title 6 times, and the Divas Championship,
But no acknowledgement of the tag titles.
or NXT.
I see, that's weird, because
Yeah.
and see, that's my thing there. Had she spent a bit more time with the tag titles and in the tag division to help build that up, that would have taken some of the heat from me off her, because at least I would have been like, you know what, that's Charlotte trying to help out the women's tag division, at least
Mm-hmm.
trying to build that up, because it probably needed some star power. I'd be cool with that. But
Yeah,
that's not what happened. It was a means to
not
an
at
end
all.
to get her back into the title picture. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and be ignorant about it. I'm actually going to watch that full interview once I find it,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna see if there's anything that changes as far as my opinion. But I have a very huge feeling that this is gonna be just like um, Nick Khan's interview with Ariel Hawani,
It's
and I'm
gonna
gonna
piss you
leave.
off.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out of it even more pissed off. But I don't know. We'll see if there's anything I have to say on Tag Me In. I will definitely say it. Scoot, I don't know if you have anything else you got to say about this shit.
I'm gonna just say, personally speaking, if this is marketing to drum up excitement for Survivor Series, done a shitty job. Like, I don't see how this would make me want to tune into Survivor Series.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I mean, I'm already not watching it, so I really don't give a shit because I just
I
just don't see the
watch
point.
all of it because I got to go to work Sunday night, so I might be able to see a little bit, but I probably won't be rushing home to watch the rest or whatever. Like, I might be wanting to watch Big E and Roman, but yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But yeah.
At this point, 2022, give other women a chance.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Give other women a chance.
Yeah, because you got rid of some that didn't deserve to be gotten rid of.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones you have right now, do right by them. Hell,
Give
Swerve
other
us all.
women-
Have Liv Morgan win the Raw Women's Championship.
They might go down that route. They might. It's a strong might. Because the way they've been doing that storyline, they might give it to her.
We'll see. Well,
Yeah.
well, fuck it. All you Charlotte stands, if y'all got something to say, please stay below, but let it be fucking logical because I don't want to go back and forth with people that have no fucking sense. Anybody else, you agree with what we're saying, you disagree, tell us why. Tell us why you either agree or disagree with what we said, what Charlotte said, etc., etc. But always, motherfucking subscribe and all that good shit. But until next time, tag the fuck it out.